I was trying to make a bowler, kind of casual bowler cosplay look happen for this, and the wig just wasn't working. So now I just have aggressively thick under eyeliner, which is perfect for the 1990s. So great, we did it. Hi everyone, my name is Tamara Chambers, and this is Tamara's Never Seen. It's been so long. And today I'm watching Mystery Men. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I hate the sharpest tool in the shed. Oh God, we meet again. A few nights back, I was searching for 90s comedies that I had never seen, and Mystery Men came up. I just watched it for fun, liked it so much that I decided that I wanted to make an episode on it. And then I rewatched it today so that I could actually take notes and not drink as much White Claw as the first time. So yeah, let's see this intro for the first time in a year? Years? Months? How long has it been? Here we go. I freaking loved this movie. I tweeted about it the first night that I watched it a few nights back and was like, have you guys seen this movie? It's actually just the most amazing thing ever. I love it so much. Today I asked for your predictions that I'll get to later, which I'm very excited to revisit. I think that the comedy is so good. I think that the set design and costume design and just overall stylized choices that they make are so good. It's just really weird, and it felt kind of ahead of its time. I think the characters are so flushed out and hilariously bad, and in that we get to know them super fast. We know their families. We know a lot about these characters, and I don't feel like we're missing anything, any important, crucial information. I obviously love the soundtrack. Somebody! This movie is so jam-packed full of one-liners that I feel like I'll start saying all the time now. I freaking love it. And overall, I just had such a good time with it. I think the acting is great. It's an all-star cast. It's super funny, and it totally held my attention for the 2 hours. I did rewatch it this morning, so like 2 days after watching it for the first time, and there were a few moments that maybe dragged a bit longer than I maybe think that they could have. But for the first watch, I absolutely did not have that opinion. So I think it's just because I just watched it twice in a row, back to back, to back to back, to back. People who don't close their mouth when they chew make me furious. Relatable. Right off the bat, we're introduced to our main trio of superheroes. We have Roy, who is Mr. Furious, we have Eddie, who's the Shoveler, and we have Geoffrey, who's the Blue Raja. And their powers are amazing. The Blue Raja throws forks, his mother's forks, and the Shoveler just has a shovel. And then we have Mr. Furious, who he gets furious, and it's real intimidating. No, it's not. It's hilarious. The nursing home gets attacked by the Red Eyes, who is a group of supervillains, and they try to save the nursing home people and then do a terrible job and muck it all up, and then Captain Amazing comes in. I almost said America. No, it's not Captain America, but Captain Amazing comes in. He actually saves the day, and it's revealed that he's actually just so good at his job that he's putting himself out of business, which I love. They play into so many funny aspects of big superhero names. Like, he's got all these corporate sponsors, and his secret identity is this millionaire guy, and it's just, it's really well written, and he plays the part so well. All of these people are well-known actors, and they're doing a stellar job. All of his bigger villains, though, have been caught. Deathman is dead. We find that Casanova Frankenstein, another one of his superhero villain foes, is up for parole. And so Lance, his secret identity, goes in and tells the board that he thinks that he's a healed man and he can now be freed and live amongst people. And so they're like, okay, cool. If your friend Captain America says it's okay, Lance, then it's okay. Captain Amazing. Oh no, that's gonna happen so many times. Casanova Frankenstein, while being an amazing name, is also a great villain. I think that actor is so good. He's very good at like Shakespeare parts, and he's just eating it up. We see his kind of group of bad henchmen boys, the Disco Boys, which has Izzard in it, so that's great. There's a ton of scenes giving us some backstory on these characters. So we see Roy go to work and he works at this junkyard. We see Eddie the shoveler and his wife, who is amazing. She has some of the better lines in the entire film. And then we see Geoffrey as the Blue Raja, and he's home, he's living with his mother, and his mother thinks he's on marijuana, and he actually doesn't have this British accent that he puts on when he is the Blue Raja, and it's so funny. I literally wrote Captain America in my notes, so I'm so sorry if I slip up. Casanova Frankenstein captures Captain America. What is that line that's coming later? Don't correct me. Don't correct me. It sickens me. Right? Is that the line? We'll see. I wrote it down. So then our trio decides that they need to recruit other superheroes because they want to go save Captain Amazing. And the first is Kel, who is the Invisible Boy, and I love him so much. He might be my favorite character. I can't tell if he's my favorite character or if the Spleen is my favorite character, but I love them both so much. Hey Dad, I'm going into my room with 3 strange men. I think he has some of the best lines in the movie. He can only become invisible when no one's watching. He can't even look at himself in a mirror to know if he's invisible or not. So you're kind of built up to assume that he doesn't actually have powers. Then it's later revealed that he does have those powers, and it's just a wonderful moment. They don't like sit on it too long, and it's not like this like really like heartfelt moment. It's just quick and it's hilarious and wonderful. I love the Spleen. I think he's so funny and well acted. I've never seen Pee Wee Herman's Magical School Bus, so I maybe should watch that one of these days. In my adolescent awkwardness, I blamed it on an old gypsy woman who happened to be walking my way. Big mistake! Then there's the scene holding tryouts to become part of their team, their superhero team, and it's wonderful. This scene is so much fun. There's so much happening in every single background shot. You get to see a bunch of people up close and personal. We've got Dane Cook, which, what a product of its time this movie is. If one person vomits in my pool, I will divorce you. I bet there were a bunch of reject superheroes that didn't even make the cut because we see so many in the background, and it's just a fun scene. It's really great that it's held at Eddie's house, and his poor wife it's just hilarious. And then we get introduced to the bowler, who also does have a power. Her dad's skull is encased in a bowling ball. I really tried it, you guys. I tried it hard. Oh, yep, here it is. Please don't correct me. It sickens me. Then they get mixed up with the Sphinx, who is helping them out, and that kind of makes Roy upset because he's not like in charge anymore, and they're not like heading into battle guns a-blazing. He's actually like teaching them good, useful things. They go and they get some non-lethal weapons from this guy that we met at the nursing home in the beginning, and then they all kind of make up with Roy, and then they go into battle. They go to save Captain Amazing. And in that, of course, they kill Captain Amazing. But there's a bigger problem on their hands. Casanova is planning on taking over the world, as one does. Then we get to see Kel's power. I'm like saran wrap. I love that Invisible Boy has powers. It's so fun. Then there's just a really long battle. It's like a half-hour long. And it's good, and it's super fun, and I really enjoyed it. But watching it the second time, after like, you know, 2 days in a row of watching this, I think maybe it could have been cut down a tiny bit. I think if it was made now, that would be a lot shorter, or just a bit different, but overall still incredibly enjoyed it. I loved it so much. I can't believe I've never seen it. I know I say that for all of them, but wow. And now I get to read some predictions, which I haven't done in so long, and I'm very excited about it. Russo dude made a poster for this Tamara's Never Seen episode. I love it, thank you. Citizen Zero, hi, says surprisingly hilarious, and Eddie Izzard is a legend, and you legally change your name to Casanova Frankenstein if it wasn't already taken. Yes, and yes. Also, side note, I worked at Universal Orlando at the time, and as an employee, we got preview passes to the preview night prior to opening day. Some folks left laughing, most were confused about the superhero movie or not so superheroes. Yeah. Like I said, kind of ahead of its time, it felt like. I'm clearly not an expert on what superhero movies had come out since then. I love superhero movies, but I don't have that timeline written out in front of me. But I feel like that this was ahead of its time in some ways. I just kind of feel like it was just weird and really stylized and not what people were expecting, though I don't know what the trailer looked like, so maybe it was what people were expecting, but it was fun. I bet you thought Ben Stiller's career couldn't get any lower, and then you watched this movie. Do not agree, I loved him in this. You'll find yourself identifying with the character's awkward optimism, but at the same time you can't help but pity their enhanced level of cringe. I just kind of felt like in this world, they're superheroes. And then, so since they're superheroes, there's definitely B-rate superheroes, and they're definitely, you know, B minus C-rate superheroes. But when Captain Amazing was dead, there wasn't really anyone else to take over his place. So I was like excited for them, I think. I don't think that I found it cringy. I just felt like it was like part of the world. Certainly they were not great superheroes. The movie was ahead of its time with everything about it. Ahead of its time. What is that from? There's a musical. Ahead of its time, ahead of its time, ahead of your time. Rachel Toots and I used to sing that. What? Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Okay, never mind. It was trying to be like the Avengers, but fell hard. What? Was it? I don't think that's what they were trying to do. It's like a comedy about bad superheroes. I don't think they were trying to be the Avengers. Okay. For my last. This one is pretty, this one hits home. Fun movie if you're drunk. Sober, however, you see the narrative weaknesses. So the first time I was watching it, I had some White Claws, I will be honest. And it was a bit slower for me this second time around, but I still really, really enjoyed it and had a blast with it both times and laughed out loud both times. I think it is so odd, but I really, really enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. I had a fun time revisiting Tamara's Never Seen. It's basically the same as Tamara just streamed, though. It's just me watching crap at my house because I can't go to the movie theaters. Let me know what you would like to see, but remember, please do not correct me. It sickens me. Thank you, bye! Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Weird that this song, this movie was what that song was like written for and like debuted at, and like that was like the whole music video. So weird. She was looking.